Hello, okay, my people. This is the Collective Soul Tarot, and I'm Kay. We're going to do our final, excuse me, our final alphabet reading today, which, as you can see, is the T, is the last one left behind, and so I don't need to randomly choose it. It's right there. So T names, that's what we're doing today, and then we start all over again tomorrow with whatever letter comes up randomly. If you like what you see or hear today, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing. Muchly appreciated. It's lovely to be here with you today, T names, and I'm going to call on Archangel Michael and the Holy Spirit right now to guide and assist me today with clearly seeing, clearly interpreting the energies in the cards and seeing clearly. Thank you, Archangel Michael and my Holy Spirit. We have T names here. So what messages do we have for the T names today for this reading? Tuesday, October 31st, 2023. Happy Halloween, everyone. Well, especially for people in the Northern Hemisphere. I'm not sure about Southern Hemisphere. But yeah, anyways, we're going to do the collective, the Celtic cross spread. Starting off with the current situation, overall energies for that after I cut the deck, yes. Okay, here we go. Page of Pentacles. Somebody's ready to give someone a small token. Friendship, maybe even. A small token of a friendship, an offer of a friendship. Yeah, one of your Pentacles, because somebody's been working hard, making an effort to do something in particular. All right, quit fussing. Distant past is the King of Swords. Moved into your strategic mode of truth and transparency, trying to figure out a plan to move into your future, your near future over here, right? With this clarity and plan that includes truth and honesty. Okay, what about the recent past? You had been sitting on the fence. I'm feeling as though you're not, though, that you've made a decision, because look, right, working hard, got a pentacle, have a strategic plan, putting it, this would be more like this, but we will leave it like this. When it's reverse, it means you've made a decision. You're no longer blocking your emotions. You're no longer sitting on the fence, not saying a word because you don't want to see or know. So what are you thinking about? A reunion. You're thinking about a reunion. You may be thinking about what do you call it? What do you call it? Come on, Kay. It's the twin flame. T for twin flame. Yeah, and bridging energy is justice, so balancing the scales. So that's really great energy to move from here to there. Now, what are you afraid of? Being left out. Feeling like you gotta be mournful, missing somebody, that you're going to stay in that energy of crying over spilt milk, whatever's happened, right? All that water that's run under the bridge. Look at that. I just noticed it. There is a bridge right there. You see that? And there's water running under it. Okay, yay. And who's in your environment? Oh, somebody. Ace of Cups. It has a divinely connected and inspired opportunity of moving forth on a new path with great love, in great love. What are you hopeful for? Ace of Wands, having a divinely inspired, passionate new beginning to pursue your passions, or to pursue somebody passionately. What's your outcome? Ooh, Queen of Pentacles. Somebody you want to make your Queen of Pentacles, T names. You want to have her committed to you. So it's not definitely clear that this is, I'm doing the reading for a masculine or a feminine, but because you could be a feminine sitting in your masculine energy, and if you're feminine, you may want to be in a commitment with somebody. So take it as it resonates, okay? So this might be for a feminine I'm reading, stepping into her masculine energy of, putting a plan together so that you can get off your fence and have this experience with your one you love that you need to bring justice to the relationship with, and have that brand new beginning in both the Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, and you will and the outcome is that you're going to be a committed Queen of Pentacles to someone you love. All right, let's talk about those top two energies. Seven of Cups, Queen of Wands. Okay, in the past, yeah, we're talking to probably a masculine. You made her feel like the other woman. This one here, you made her, you had options in the past, you know it, and you just happened to meet her, okay, in the past, and you couldn't realize a relationship, a commitment with her, so you put her in the other woman zone. She was going to be your other woman because you're committed to somebody else, but you found her highly attractive, very sexy and alluring, but that's what you were in it for, is all that sexuality and sensual, and that's just romance, and just, you know, do what you want, get what you want, and then leave when you want. What's her energy? Oh, being betrayed, feeling betrayed. Yeah, I think that she feels her energy was at that time with you was karma that she had to pay off, this betrayal by you, karma that she had to pay off. But now with that karma, having you know, time and spiritual development or personal development, same kind of thing, right? Coming out of that, because, you know, she's not dead, right? Even though this guy looks like he's dead and there's blood coming out of him right here and here, he's not. He'll get up and he'll pull those swords out of his back, and he will keep moving forward. Even if he's terribly injured, he will eventually heal from those injuries, because he's down, but he's not out. He's not out of the game. But this is an end of a betrayal. You'll never allow yourself to be betrayed again. So you'll become quite discerning. Your anger and your resentment might help you do that in the beginning, but as you find as though you're not finding any peace or comfort with your anger and resentment over time, like in the beginning, it probably provided her some kind of peace, in the sense that she felt, you know, it was righteous that she would be angry and defensive and, you know, just feeling defeated. But after time, with no contact with you, you know, to be able to get some answers or some kind of just some kind of knowledge that this is why it happened and whatnot, she had to figure things out on her own. And doing that, it was like she had to connect with the divine to do that. And so now that she's picked herself off the pavement and kept walking, wounded in the beginning, healing as the time went by, healing and healing and healing, that all paid off her karmic debt, because that's critical. That's 10 out of 10 backstabbings. So she's now moving in a much more fortunate way, following a more destined path that includes the divine having laid out the red carpet for her to have her heart open and moving in a much more loving, soulfully and self-love way that she's been given the world by way of a cup of love, a great big cup of love from the divine, because she's done her healing and developing. She may still be, but, you know, for the most part, she's ready to move and off to be in a very beautiful, transparent, devoted, unconditional love type of relationship with someone. Will it be you, right? So the cards on the back is the King of Wands. Yeah, look at that. matching her energy there, the two of you. This is her in the past though, you know, back here. But you're now stepping up to the plate. You want to take charge and take control of your life. Take it back from whatever it was you lost it, where you lost it there. You want to come forward towards her with a sincere apology and a cup of love, saying, you know, I really do dig you, and I've been thinking a lot about you, and I just want to be back in your life, because I'm laying my pride and ego down, and I'm moving forward victoriously. I want you to see me. I want you to recognize me for a changed person. Person I was is no longer. I'm a new person, and it's because of you. And this one here could be like work related. You may be having, getting a new job that takes you somewhere where it's closer to her. So then you're able to show up with that, because when you were in that pride and ego, that fear of who you really were, toxic energy, you chose someone else over here, over her. She was the other woman, remember? But now you're saying, you are my choice. I recognize that this was a karmic soulmate over here, but you're the real thing. And I'm going to come in, and I'm going to seize the opportunity to provide all that truth and clarity to you. I'm going to be transparent, and I just want to be that type of person for you that makes you feel really, really good inside. That I want to be part of this with you. That's what you're going to tell her. I want to be part of this with you. I don't want you to give it to anyone else. I want to be this with you. You are my Empress. And I want to marry you. Okay? You're my Empress and I want to marry you. But let's just say you're not going to say that on the very first contact. Maybe you feel like you'll be able to, whatever. How do I know tea names? But it could be quite abrupt and scary for somebody you haven't been talking to or been at all in their life for however long it's been, and suddenly you show up and say, here's everything, that's fine. Here's everything, lay it all out there in front of her. And that you're my Empress, I just think so highly of you. I see you as being calm and healed, and you're just a giver to people. You're very emotionally centered, and you're quite intuitive, and you do great work. You're a creator. You're just a nurturing, loving, upright type of person who lives your life truthfully, honestly, and compassionately. And I just love everything about you. Right? That's the Empress. And that I would consider you to be my wife, further down the road. Okay? Let's talk about these two energies. Page of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles. Oh, yes. Equal give and take. Whereas before you were giving more to this one, which would have been your karmic, to the one that was out there going, what about me, this Queen of Wands? You want to give equally now. By giving to the karmic, it turns you into a wounded warrior. What are you thinking? Queen of Swords. What I'm thinking is that she did what she did, and she's in the reverse here. She did what she did as a nasty reverse Queen of Swords, cutting me into a million pieces, making me feel like a shit, and behaving as though she's, a child, that demanding and just being spiteful, neglectful, and resentful, that she's quite she always feels that she's offended, but she's offending you, but that doesn't make any difference to her. She'll cut you up in a million pieces in front of anyone. It doesn't matter who it is. Put you down to size, cut you down to size. Make sure she comes out the victor in any argument, even if that means she's got to run out the door to get away from feeling as though she's being confronted by something that she's really clearly guilty about, but she doesn't want to admit that. You've been feeling left out in the cold. There's been great remorse during that time dealing with her, where she was possibly giving to somebody else more than she was giving to you. Possibly, I'm just saying. The betrayal card is already out, but we'll see. So, you have been putting great effort in to get yourself out of this energy, working on your finances so that you're secure financially. It's important to you. So you are putting a great effort in your finances, as well as just trying to hold your head above the water, dealing with this one here. Because you want to be able to use your pentacle and offer it to this one over here. Okay, King of Swords. This could be a divorce lawyer. Sounded a little bit New Yorkian there for a second, but a divorce lawyer. Or it was you, and it could be both. You know, you could be a divorce lawyer, yes, but it could be that this is both describing yourself as having a strategic plan and involving a divorce lawyer. Seven of Wands, yeah. Two of Pentacles, and what are you thinking about? 10 of Pentacles. Wow. And you, okay, yeah. And I'm going to bring this one out too, because this means that you were enlightened. You found out some information, some news that, you know, hurt you a lot. Hurt you a great deal about what your woman here was doing. Your Queen of Swords in the reverse. You found out news. This is to do with your long-term commitment, so your marriage. And it put you in, it made you feel quite stuck. And look, you were stuck in the hangman position, hanging by your foot. The whole life situation put you upside down. But in that upside down position, God was able to come in and show you a different way of thinking, like seeing things differently, seeing them for what they were, number one, and number two, how you can get yourself out of this. Because it's about following your heart. You're getting an awakening by the divine, being able to move in, because you started to ask those kind of questions from your heart, like, why is my heart hurts so much? Why? I give her everything. I do this, I do that, and she's done whatever, and why? Why? Well, the why is opening the window to the divine. Because you can't get it from the world. You're not going to get it from her. You know, you're not going to get it from her. Because you're growing and evolving, but she is not. Look at you. You're King of Pentacles. Right? You're growing and evolving. This is you and her committed together. Right? Or this is her, the one that you want to commit to, as you being a King of Pentacles, making this one your Queen of Pentacles. So this could be you looking at your options, okay? Trying to weigh the pros and cons about, if I go through this, if I get all defensive and stand my ground, putting up healthy boundaries for what I would accept from other people and what I will not accept from other people. That means if I'm not going to accept her bad behaviors any longer, then that means I'm going to have to, you know, move into divorce, get a lawyer, have that strategic plan in place. But you're weighing the pros and cons here about that. Because, you know, look, your energy in the recent past is still sitting on the fence. Yep. That's it. You want to break the contract, but at the same time, this was a long-term commitment as far as you were concerned. It was going to the end. You would die together. Well, you know, being together, you would, you know what I'm saying. But anyways, what's the recent past with the Two of Swords energy, please, Archangel Michael? Yeah, you were in deliberation back here. You found out news that was not very, you know, very positive news, though it was enlightened. You finally saw what she was doing. You saw something, or you were given information from somebody that helped you see what she was doing more obviously, right? Maybe she was sending sexy messages to somebody in your text message, right? So the Two of Swords, or she's been going out meeting up with somebody, and one of your friends or somebody, a friend of a friend, saw it and they mentioned it, and they end up telling you and whatnot. All right, so you are on the fence about going back to somebody from your past, i.e. this one, the Queen of Wands, who has you Seer, the Empress, and how your heart is broken and how you broke her heart. What are you thinking about? You're thinking too much. You're thinking too much. You have to make a decision. You know you have to make a decision. You know you have to make a decision, and you hadn't been making a decision. So then I would have to say, like, you've been highly distressed over what you've been going with your wife, your relationship there, and how, if you were that pros and cons, if you were to divorce and be free to move towards this one after something like that, will she be receptive to you and how you know you made her feel? That in itself is causing you a lot of headache, overthinking, fears. Those knives, those swords are all fears, okay? So you are being asked to, go to sleep so you can wake up. Take some respite time. This Three of Swords is these three swords right here. You want to avoid being heartbroken forever by taking some action after you've done some healing and had some, been introspective, thinking about the errors of your ways. And if you notice, this like church windows here, like stained glass windows, it just means, and it looks like that's Jesus on the stained glass, or some kind of religious figure, that you are going to your God, whatever, if that's religion or just spirituality, whatever. You're going to your God, your inner self during respite time, and saying, how can I do this? What can I do? How can I do this? Should I? Shouldn't I? Will it make anything better in my life if I do, or just cause more pain and upheaval and sorrow, in the end? You got all these questions, right? So that's the time where you're going to lay those questions down, and I would encourage you, if you don't already, to go into meditation, to open up the window to your God, to get some answers, to start feeling better, lighter about your movements forward, your next steps forward. Here I am fussing, but I kind of like having these cards like this, don't I? All right. See, I feel better already, lighter. Now let's talk about the Four of Wands. I sure hope you're getting yourself out of sitting on the fence. That's no way to find happiness. Really, it isn't. It isn't. You actually have to walk through the fire, walk through the coals to get to the other side where there are no coals and the fire is over with. It's not going to burn you anymore because you're putting that behind you. So the Four of Wands is what you're thinking about. What else? Judgment. Okay, knowing that you have to make a final decision on what's been going on here, and dig into your inner strength and find some courage to be able to stand up after your time in healing. Grab that sword of truth right there. Wield it high, like this one here. That is that sword right there. Okay? Wield it high and move towards your lover, your true love, not karmic lover, but your true love and truth, integrity, honesty and clarity and transparency. All those good things. You have to find the courage to do that, because look at that. You're thinking about that a lot. And you want to cut this out, this marriage out. You really do. You want to cut the marriage out. You do. That's what yielding this sword can represent. That with following your truth, knowing what your heart is crying out for right here with this one, that you have to make that decision to get into, taming those fears inside of you, which is the beast, the ego. You're making friends with it, right? You're making friends with your ego, taming it, so that you aren't so afraid, that you can stand up confidently and courageously and wield this sword, which is also this sword too, okay? And that one right there. Wield this sword to cut this out, cut this marriage out, this whole schmozzle over here. Cut it out from your life so that you can move towards, in truth, clarity, and honesty, with justice having broken a contract. Justice is breaking a contract so that you can balance the scales to move towards this one here and try to make something work with her, which is the Three of Coins, a collaboration, because you're going to be turning your back on your past, and then, as soon as your ships come in, you're going to jump on that ship and travel towards her. That's what you're thinking about. Doesn't mean you've done anything, but that's what you're thinking about. Justice. What's that energy, Archangel Michael? However our collective our team names is thinking right now, it's great, it's good, they got their head screwed on straight. It's just a matter of them feeling confident and courageous enough to go through with it. Who do they love more? Themselves or the karmic? That's the first question. Next question is, once the karmic's out of it, who do you love? It's not who do you love more, it's who do you love? Who do you love more? The person that takes from my life, that doesn't add to it anymore, or myself? Do I love myself enough to be able to let go of this one, T names? And then when you've got that behind you, it's like, who do I love? Now you can hear your heart clearly. And if it's feeling like it's aching for this one over here, then you know that's what the divine says. You join up with this one, you will have a very auspicious new beginning with a great big cup of unconditional love with this one. All right, so let's talk about justice. That was on the back of the deck, by the way. It obviously wants to come out. Toxicity. Wow, yeah, I guess you want to move away from it. You have somebody on your mind that you have not been able to let go of. That's her. But you rejected her in the past. Because you were like this. This is what you were like. This was the injustices. You were being, selfish. Having a strong hold on whatever it is you wanted, no matter how it hurt anyone else. You need to come in and get what you could, right? You made her an option. Come in and get what you could, and then steal away, hoping not to be noticed. God. And and so then you ended up, because you were stealing away, to go back to the one who was a match for you. Remember, you chose the karmic over the true love here. That's this Queen of Swords in reverse. You chose her. She wasn't like that, though. She was probably more upright, or a different energy altogether, maybe like Queen of Cups when you first met her, or even a Queen of Pentacles. Just someone who seemed to be on the same page as you, wanting the same things out of life. But she, over time, started to become, obsessive, possessive, jealous, and greedy, wanting a lot from you, and she may have been even actually stealing from you, but she definitely was playing the field, even though she was married. But yeah, okay, so you were both like this, and that's why you chose her over your true love. Not just the only reason, it was because you were married to this one, or to somebody before this. You had some kind of other commitment that you went back to, or you were in. However it works for you. But yeah, this is the justice. You're balancing the scales by dealing with this one, this Queen of Swords in the reverse, who became like this, who showed her true her true nature, her true colors, took her mask off, and that it revealed this guy here. When she took off her beautiful, alluring, very attractive looking mask face that she had when you first saw her and thought, wow, yeah, she's gorgeous, whatever. After some time, because she's married to you now, committed with the ring and all, she took her mask off, and that's what she looked like. Oh my God. And this is how she was behaving. But remember I said, whatever, because you chose the karmic over the true love, is because you were at that resonancy. You two matched each other. You both were wearing masks. And then over time, you felt comfortable enough to remove it. And guess what you're seeing? You're seeing, oh my God, she's so ugly. Oh my God, she's like, ugh, it's insidiously ugly. And I'm not anymore. I can see what she's doing. I know why she's doing it, because I've been there, done that myself. But I have evolved. Again, King of Pentacles, right? I've matured, and I've become more committed and more loyal and whatnot, right? All the better attributes of who you used, rather than who you used to be. And now you're seeing yourself, seeing her from that evolved position and saying, oh my God, where did my wife go? Where did the one go that I was actually very attracted to in the beginning, right? So there, that's that. So justice is that you're putting that away to balance the scales. You putting your own negative energies, toxicity behind you, and you are cutting out the toxic person in your life so that you can move, who was your karmic, who helped you see how you were like that before. And that's why the two of you matched each other's resonancies. It helped you see how you were making other people feel like options in your life and not worthy of your time and commitment and energy, because she was mirroring that back to you in her behaviors in your relationship, in your marriage. Okay, so let's move on. You're wanting to move on from that very chaotic, troubling waters here with all those lessons learned, because she helped you see that. She not consciously probably does not realize that, probably consciously does not realize that she's been a karmic for you to show you how to pay off your karmic debt by going through all the pain and turmoil and emotional, being thrown into the dark night of your soul kind of nights dealing with her. She helped you see through her being a mirror to you. So she's actually came into your life to help you heal. In other words, it doesn't feel like that. I appreciate that, but that's exactly what's going on. She came into your life because you chose her, but you were at the exact, like attracts like energy. You can't attract somebody who's a higher energy than yourself, because it won't go very far. Because the higher energy person would see right through what you're doing, and they would choose not to be with you. They'd be discerning, and they would choose not to be with you. So that would end that relationship. Even if you want to be with them, they wouldn't want to be with you. But because you attracted somebody who was at the same energy field as yourself, then the two of you were very equally yoked and could commit to each other until somebody grew, and that was you. Now this is her in a temperate place. She's balanced and healing. She's ended a chapter. What's she thinking? She's thinking, I need more. No, she's thinking that she's ended a chapter in her life. She's ended a chapter in her life so that she can begin a brand new chapter, but she's going to be doing it very discerningly. She is always going to be checking in with her higher self, the divine, to see through that wisdom what her next step should be, so that she can have this kind of love in her life, whether it's just her and her God in love. That's all it takes. If she's truly an empress, she knows she doesn't need a human being, because that's just like the icing on the cake. It adds to your life. The human being does, who can show up in this kind of energy. But if there's nobody that can be at that level to match her energy, then she's just living, she's good with living on her own. She's good with that. She's comfortable in that. She's comfortable in her clothes because she's been doing a lot of this isolating and doing a lot of heavy soul searching so that she could put an end to these feelings, these emotions that had, killed her, put her down on the pavement so that she was licking the pavement for a while. Not very nice. She had that karma to pay off, like you had your karma to pay off. She's turning this way and she's been offered this. She's in a temperate place. She's ended the chapter of this business here, and look how it's, in the same place, in conjunction with, because she is always going to be consulting with the divine in her private time, like meditation and prayers, to see what her next step is, so that she can continue to walk on a path like that and to be open-hearted as the Queen of Cups, open-hearted and forgiving, which is good news for you, really. If you step up, as long as you're in a king energy and you keep yourself open to evolving even further, T-names, you keep yourself open to evolving even further, higher and higher, because we go through many different awakenings throughout our lifetime. It's not just one and bam, you're completely enlightened. No. It depends on where your mind is at, what kind of beliefs and patterns of thinking you're living by today, operating on today. That you might want to take some careful consideration to be able to reveal what it is that may still be holding you back from moving into a higher, a spontaneous awakening. Because your mind will be ready, it'll be more open again, like the window. That's why I say I encourage meditation above all else, above anything else. It is the greatest form of opening up windows to the divine, to hear that wisdom, to evolve, so that you can have these great experiences at this higher resonancy rather than this stuff here at the lower resonancy of fears. You want to discover what your fears are, so that you can heal them, give them to your God, and say, I want to move forward towards that higher frequency of love that you offer us when we follow you, when we follow our hearts. That's my advice to you. So you want to make this one your Queen of Pentacles. You're going to start off with a message, a brief message that might just be simple. It says, hi, it's been a long time. Your truth might be, I've been missing you, missing communicating with you, missing you in my life, because you are, right? And you're afraid of staying in that energy of just missing her, because that you still have that on your mind, right? But a simple email, text message, or a phone call, or a visit if you have to, but this is cross distance. I think, and the world here, you guys are living quite a distance apart from each other. So T names, just a simple message of T for truth. So it might say, I have been missing talking to you. And I just like to know, how are you doing? What have you been up to? I see, if you've been watching her on social media, you might say, I see you've got this, you're doing this or you're doing that. Like, how is that working out for you? I'd like to hear more about it, that kind of thing, okay? You might even tell her too that you've recently relocated, and if you have children, your children are living with your wife, your ex, right? Just kind of letting her know on the slide that you're divorced. Okay, what else? Ace of Pentacles. You're saying, I am uprooting myself, I'm moving, and I am allowing the divine to put before me a very inspired, great blessing of prosperity and abundance that's going to help provide me with everything, everyone, and every what for me to be able to move forward in my new life now that I'm single, right? That's if you're single. What are you thinking about? You're thinking about reuniting with her, having a very, very celebratory celebration of get-together, social get-together with her. You do. The Queen of Cups, who is also your Empress, who you would really like to marry someday, because you're going to make her a committed Queen of Pentacles to you, who is the King of Pentacles over here. That was a long one. What else? That you're also saying, yes, you are also saying you recognize that you put her in a third party, and that, you know, you have an apology for that, right? A sincere apology, how it must truly made you feel betrayed and hurt you badly, because I walked away from you, but now I've walked away from this one that I chose over you, and I'm walking towards you. The moon is, the moon's looking down on him, and I think he's looking at the moon to see, like, that's the path I need to go to get back to my Empress. With a very kind and friendly gesture of a cup of love that says, I'm devoted to you now. You're the only one I have on my mind. You're it. You're the one. Isn't that beautiful? Truly, truly beautiful. Let's see, Andromeda Skies. I want to see what you'd like to say to your girl. Let's see what you'd like to say to your girl, T-Names. I'm so happy for you. This looks really good. You just got to make sure you stay in that higher vibration that you're growing, you know, evolving into, because of the toxicity of the person, the karmic that you chose over your true love. She's showing you how to grow up, right? She's showing you how to grow up, even though she doesn't realize it. And she should be growing too, but maybe she's not. So let's hear what you have to say to your Empress. Long distance. Well, weren't we right? This is long distance. That the world there is long distance. Yeah, I think that's a concern for you, T-Names. That there's long distance between the two of you, and even though you may be becoming single because you're thinking about doing it, enacting the justice here, breaking that contract. That's the bridging energy, by the way, from the past. So it is you breaking a contract to be in your future energies, okay? But long distance is like a concern for you. Can we start over? That's a concern for you too, but that's what you'd like to say to her. I miss you. You do, and you don't want to keep, that's a fear, you don't want to keep missing your Empress, Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands. Wow, that's beautiful. I'm going to leave it there, T-Names, because I'm going to just leave it there for, you know, anyways, I will get it out. Thank you so much for today, for being here with me today, and I hope that was helpful. And we'll check in with you next month, which is like tomorrow. Not necessarily with you, but you never know, your tea might be pulled again. Okay, talk to you later. Bye for now.